Hello everybody, Crystal, in case those of you don't know, my purpose of coming on here and making this video is to hopefully help heal this morgellons disease that I've been battling for the last year and a half for sure that I've known of, because the doctors ain't helping. I've been to 3 different hospitals and probably, I know for sure 2 doctors and an eye doctor, and they all kind of said I was crazy and that I didn't have nothing, and tried to say that I was suffering from a parasitosis or delusions of parasitosis or whatever, and said it was a psychosis or whatever, that I was just thinking it, that I had worms and stuff in my body when I was showing them pictures and videos of this stuff coming true, and they still said I was crazy and called social services on me. So they're not going to help, and thank God that he was with me, and that nothing came about social services or whatever, and tried to say that I was transferring my delusions over to my daughter and do it. So I don't know if you're dealing with morgellons, and you know that probably at least a couple people in the family have it, your animals, fur babies, or whatever, and do that. But before I get started any further, I wanted to say I am sorry and I was wrong, not to try the navage system, as I said before in my previous videos, and I'm going to say now as my disclaimer, is I'm not a medical professional. I have no medical training other than the stuff that I have personally dealt with, or people in my circle have dealt with, or that I've ran across and research and do that. So I have no kind of backgrounds in science, nothing like that, just a curiosity of my body. Always have, been at like a picker, see it and be like, oh, let me get it. It's gross, been fascinating kind of at the same time to me, or whatever. So I've always been alert about different things going on with my body and whatnot. I always found it fascinating, sciences and whatnot. So before you try anything that you may see me do or whatever, if you see that it makes sense to you in doing or whatever, as I said, the doctors ain't helping, and spirits kind of led me. I don't know if you believe in spirit or not. I do, but it's kind of led me down to discover this stuff and do it. But I advise you not to try anything that you see me do or whatever without doing your own research. Don't take my word for it. You don't know me. You know what I mean? So it could be crazy. Maybe I am. I don't think so, but maybe I am. Never know. Anyways, do your own research and consult with your doctors, because some of the things that I've tried, like I believe the way we're going to beat this is to kill the worms that's creating the eggs or seeds or whatever they are, or whatever, and do it first off to stop them from doing it, and 2, we're going to have to remove the seeds. It's where Spirit led me, get the seeds out, and I believe I've discovered the way to do that. I believe they led me to figure that out or whatever and do it. So I'm going from there and do your own research. Some of the things I'm trying, like I'm trying dewormers. Right now I've taken ivermectin. You can see in my other video, my first video, or my fight against morgellons disease, I believe is what I titled it. You can see there or whatever that I was taking, that I'm trying ivermectin, parasite removal, and phenobenzidine or something like that, parasite removal. I combined them two and took both of them, because I did find in the little bit of research that I do, because I'm not someone who, never have been someone, I've always been like a dabbler, not a doer. Focus on one thing. There's too many things to learn or whatever. So just wherever Spirit leads me, then that's where I go, where I roll with it or whatever, and do, and kind of get a little bit of knowledge about a lot of things, and do it, or always have, or try to. Anyways, so those of you who do, kudos to you. I don't have it in me or whatever, but I'm very thankful that you do, because you send me some of the knowledge, or I run across some of the knowledge or whatever that you've produced in your hard work or whatever, and do it. at times it's helped me, so thank you. But do your own research and do that first or whatever, because I know that the parasite removals or whatever can counteract with certain medications and stuff like that. I personally am not taking anything, no Tylenol, no ibuprofen, no nothing. I take nothing. So I wasn't worried about that, just the fact of itself or whatever, and can do it. You know, each medication or whatever comes with its own pros and cons. You learn that with anything, even Tylenol, you know, can be good or bad for you depending on your body chemistries, other things you mix with it, and probably even things that you eat in a daily basis or whatever will probably counteract with some things. So do your own research, please. My purpose here is to try to help heal, not to hurt anybody. I want to make that clear, that I truly believe that this is the way that we're going to do it. If you have any suggestions or whatever, I would appreciate them being put in the comments or whatever, and for me to try, because if you're dealing with it, you know how it sucks. And thankfully, I haven't, as you see, I'm not like all scarred up or anything from the thing. I do have this right now. Let me see if I can get this light brighter. Let me see. I do have this stuff right now, which is why I wanted to get on here today and show you what you see. In my previous video, I said that I believed that using the navage system for the nasal cavity, because I think a lot of them, I don't know where it started or whatever, but I think that there's some significance to it being in the nasal cavity, sinuses, and your tonsils, and when it's stored in your throat. Just think it, you breathe it in or whatever, do you touch your eyes, your mouth, your nose, or whatever it gets from your fingers, wherever it came from. I don't know where it came from, but I know that when I take a Q-tip or whatever, and I'll show you my previous videos or whatever that I've done, but that it lives in here. So I figured, you know, there's like a jelly substance or whatever that carries it or whatever in the vein. It seems like when it comes out, when I'm getting it or whatever. I don't know if we'll be able to see it or whatever, but this is how I'm doing it, how I'm getting it out. And I do this in my ears, I do this in my eyes, I do it in my nose. For my throat and stuff like that, I gargle. And I gargle, and it's hard, and you gotta be super careful, because I've almost choked myself several times or whatever. But instead of just gargling at the back of your throat, like when you're rinsing out your mouth and you go, or whatever, doing the shower, you want to try to get the water down as far as you can, down into the tonsils or whatever, and do it and spit it out. When I first started doing this, because I don't know if you guys are suffering from it too or whatever, but it feels like stuff's crawling up the back of your throat, right? And you get slime balls, just coughing up slime balls and whatnot, and do it. When I first did it, I felt like something was in there. So I happened to be in the shower at the time, and went to go cough it up, and had put water in my mouth to gargle it to see if I could get it or whatever, the little thing out, and I spit. And when I spit it out or whatever, I spit all kinds of like black seed looking things out. They're pretty decent size too or whatever. So and it wasn't just once, it was several times I did this to show my boyfriend at the time or whatever, and I think my daughter even came in the bathroom and seen it and do it. But anyways, the Q-tips, the trick is you can go like this. It is going to get some or whatever to get it out. Your eyes, you could just wipe like this or whatever. That's going to get some of it off. Trick to get it like off your skin is you're going to have to exfoliate your whole skin, everywhere, your hair and everything. It stays in there. That's where all this stuff is or whatever, and comes to why, you know, it's got the classic Lyme disease. Morgellons, a form of Lyme disease or whatever. It's got the classic bullseye pattern or whatever. If you can see where it goes, like the tufts or whatever, it goes around in a circle on my head, and there's the middle part or whatever to do it. That you gotta wipe on. You gotta do it. Exfoliate the skin. I use a razor. I showed you in another video. I'm not gonna do it, but I want to show you the trick to doing the Q-tip or whatever is doing this. Wrong end. That was nice. Put a booger in my eye. Not like there ain't enough there. You know what to say. But just twist it in place. Twist it in place, and you're gonna feel it grab the vein or whatever. And if it doesn't work one way, twisting the Q-tip, twist it, just turn it and twist it the other way. me, I'm getting it this way. I just felt it this way or whatever. But you're going to feel the vein pull. Now, I personally, when I've been doing this every day for the last couple months or whatever. And when I do this, though, I feel it pulling. Like, as soon as I feel it start pulling, like, you'll initially feel it pull through your eye or whatever and do it, but you'll feel it moving through. But I've felt it pulling and breaking loose from, like, I'll get pressure pains and stuff going up all my body. So it's like the veins they're all through us. You do it if you know, because you get stuff popping up everywhere or whatever. But sorry, it feels like I got something in there now. But we do this, just twist it in place like this, and you can feel it pull through. I'm gonna see if I could show you what I'm talking about the veins and whatnot, and doing in the seeds, carrying it in or whatever. That Spirit's led me to do it. Just do that. Just twist it in place. In your nose the same way. Twist it in place. While you can take it all the way around, it's best to twist it in place. And you'll feel it pulling. You'll feel it pulling. But with that being said, let's see if we can see anything here. See, there's something right. Where'd it go? Let's see if I can focus it in. Okay. Where'd you go, George? There it is. You see it? The seeds and stuff coming out. Ugh. Very good. Let me see. If I don't hear, I'll move the camera to it. Sorry. Attention. There we go. You see the hair on there, the morgellons. There's some of it. Alright, I ain't being a very good camera woman. I'll post other videos or whatever, do it. But the whole purpose come on here, and I just redid everything because, in case you're new here, Spirit led me to say about saline, like the jelly substance or whatever, to do it. That I thought maybe, you know, like salt would help do it. It does, like jellyfish. Pour salt on jellyfish, or you pour salt on like a slug. It kind of like disintegrates it or whatever. So I was led to try that, and I did, and I thought it was working. I mean, you can see it was pulling stuff out, but then it started backing up. As you see, that's what this is. I believe. Like I said, I'm not a medical professional or whatever. I'm just, I know my body. I know what's doing it, why I don't do it, but you can see the patterns or whatever where it's doing it, and I think that it did that because, while yes, it does disintegrate, the salt from the navage system or whatever did disintegrate the stuff, but it stopped the pathway, it stopped the vein, it cut it off or whatever and do it. So now all this stuff is grabbing, and some of the veins are pulling from different places, and it's pulling in certain spots. So don't try the navage until we get all the stuff, you know, out or whatever. So I want to say I'm sorry if you did see my other video and you did try it and you winded up like me, because this is pretty painful and nasty. I've been up all day doing this. So on these numbers, I took some ibuprofen to help with the swelling. I took some antihistamine or whatever, allergy medicine to just in case or whatever, to do it to keep down the swelling and do this stuff. And I've been ice packing it all day to try to keep the swelling down. In between taking the Q-tip and doing the you know, still removing the veins and stuff out, because they're still coming out. Like I said, you can get them out of your ear, you can get them out of your eye. I do both, fur babies and all, fur babies too, or whatever. Same way with them, they got it as well. I just don't know about how we would get them to gargle the seeds and stuff that's storing in our tonsils or whatever out. You'll see that if you gargle and you spit it out. I don't know, you probably spit some pretty nasty stuff out, or at least I have in my own thing. So I want to say I'm sorry if you did, and don't try the navage system until maybe the end, until we get, you know, all the clean stuff, and then maybe to disintegrate them pathways or whatever, get any residual jelly or whatever out and give it up so we could get back to being normal. But that's all I wanted to say on here. I don't want to keep the video long. I just want to say I'm sorry. I was wrong. Because again, I'm not a medical professional or whatever, and I'm going to learn this stuff through trial and error or whatever, and hopefully figure it out or whatever. Just like I said, I got some pretty good spirits leading me in doing, thankfully, so thank God for it or whatever, for the knowledge or whatever that He leads me to in doing whatever, and then hopefully it helps heals us, and that's my intention. I don't want, this sucks and it's bad enough I'm going through it. I don't want anybody else to have to go through it either. So if we could heal it, pull together, it'd be awesome. And I appreciate your time, appreciate you watching. Again, be back on, and I'll be posting more videos and stuff, things that I find in and off my body or whatever, and do it. If you want to keep up, subscribe to the channel or whatever, it's great. Or, you know, like the video, share it if you know somebody else that's suffering from it or whatever, and see, because I truly believe it's going to help. Like I said, though, you do need to do your own research, because definitely the dewormers and stuff like that is, doctors are not going to want to give it to you, but, you know, go around it or whatever. But they do have counteractions with certain medications and things like that. And like I said, my purpose is here to heal, not to hurt anybody. So I don't want, you know, and be sued or something for trying to help somebody. So anyways, I love you guys. Thank you. I know you don't know me or whatever, but we're all human and we're all God's children, and that's just the way it is. We all got a purpose here. If you're here, you know, and hopefully one day we'll meet or whatever. Anyways, thank you again for watching, and please share or subscribe, like, whatever. And if you have any ideas or things that's worked for you, I would appreciate greatly if you just text me or comment on the video or whatever, so I can check it out. Thank you. Have a blessed day.